welcome back to the channel. Today I'll be showing you how to make these solid granny squares. I'm using a weight 4 worsted weight yarn. I have scissors and a 5mm hook. Feel free to use any size of yarn and a compatible hook for this pattern because granny squares can be made with anything. And here's a list of all the skills needed to complete this project. I have a free pattern listed down in the description. If you'd like to support the channel, you can get the paid version. We're going to begin with a slip knot. Make a slip knot any way you know how. This is how I like to do it. After you've made your slip knot, we are going to go ahead and chain 4. To make a chain, you yarn over and pull up a loop. That's 1. This is 2, 3, and 4. From here, we're going to slip stitch in to the first chain that we made. To slip stitch, you insert your hook, yarn over, you pull up a loop, you have 2 loops on your hook, and you pull through the first loop. Now we've created a circle and we will work the project into the circle we just made. From here, we're going to start off the granny square with a chain 4. So that's 1, 2, 3, 4. And this chain 4 does count as a stitch. It's actually a treble crochet. Next, into the circle, right here, we are going to work 3 double crochets. In a double crochet is yarn over, insert your hook, yarn over, pull up a loop. You'll have 3 loops on your hook, yarn over, pull through 2. You have 2 left, and yarn over, pull through 2 loops. So we'll repeat that 2 more times into the same circle. So this is our second double crochet. And this will be our third double crochet. This completes one side of our square, and we need to repeat it 3 more times. In order to make a treble crochet, which is what this chain 4 was, you need to yarn over twice, then insert your hook, yarn over, pull up a loop. You'll have 4 loops on your hook, yarn over and pull through 2. You have 3 loops on your hook, yarn over, pull through 2, and then you should have 2 left, and yarn over, pull through the final 2 loops. The treble crochets will also identify the corners of the square. So after you make your treble crochet, you go ahead and insert 3 double crochet into the circle. And this completes the second side of our granny square. So again, repeat that sequence, starting with 1 treble crochet into the circle, followed by 3 double crochet, all into the same circle. That was 2, so I need 1 more double crochet. Now the third side is completed. So finally our last corner, our fourth corner, which is a treble crochet. And to complete the final side, we make the 3 double crochet. Now that the sequence is completed, we can complete the square, the round, by slip stitching into the top of the chain 4. So this is the chain 4, 1, 2, 3, 4. That's the top of it. So again, to slip stitch, you insert your hook, yarn over, pull up a loop, and then pull it through. At this time, you can pull on the tail yarn to close that hole. Moving on to round 2, all the rounds begin the same and end the same way. We learned from the previous round that our treble crochets here, 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 and here are our corners. So we make corners into corners whenever we make granny squares for the most part. So we're going to chain up 4, 1, 2, 3, 4, which counts as a corner and a treble crochet. So we're going to go into the first double crochet stitch, which is over here, and insert a double crochet increase, which is simply inserting 2 double crochets into the same stitch. So that was my first double crochet, and I'm going back into that same stitch to complete the increase. And then into the next stitch, I'm just going to insert 1 double crochet. Into the following stitch, I'm going to make an increase. So that's my first double crochet, and that is my second double crochet. And after completing that, we've met our way back to our treble crochet, which is our corner. So that means we're going to insert a treble crochet on top of a treble crochet. This is a good way to know that you've counted your stitches correctly. So after completing your corner, you repeat the sequence that we were just doing, which is an increase, 2 double crochets in the same stitch, followed by 1 double crochet in the next stitch, followed by another increase, completing the second side of the square, and then we're back at our treble crochet. And we're going to repeat this sequence all the way around. We've just completed the third side. I'm going to show you the sequence one more time by completing the fourth side of the square. So we've met ourselves back at the treble crochet. So we're going to insert a treble crochet into that corner, followed by a double crochet increase into the next stitch, and into the following stitch, 1 double crochet, and then you should have 1 final stitch left where we insert our last double crochet increase of the round. So upon completing that double crochet, we will end our round the same way we always do, which is slip stitch at the top of the chain 4, which is also a treble crochet. So now we definitely have the square. We just need to go ahead and make it as big as we'd like. And you simply just need to continue increasing the pattern. So we'll begin with a chain 4. And then we insert 2 double crochet into the stitch right beside the corner. So in the previous row, we had 1 double crochet in between increases. This time we're going to have 3. So this is my first one. This is my second one. And this is my third one. And now we're at the stitch right before the corner, which is right here. So the stitch right before and after the corner are our increases. So I'm going to go ahead and insert 2 double crochet right in here. That's 2. And now we're back at the treble crochet. So I'm going to make a treble crochet on top of it. And that completes our corner. So that means it's time for an increase right beside it. So 2 double crochets into the next stitch. And in this round, that increase is followed by 1 double crochet in the next 3 stitches. So this is 2, and this is 3. And now we've met ourselves at 1 stitch before the corner, meaning it's time for the increase. That's 1 and 2 into the same stitch. We are at our treble, so let's make that treble. And after the corner again, we do an increase, so that's 1 double. And this is 2 into the same stitch. So I'm going to let you complete that sequence around, and I'll meet you back at the beginning of the square. So I just completed my 1, 2, 3 double crochets with 1 stitch left. So that means I will insert my double crochet increase and end the row the same way we started it, which is with a slip stitch at the top of that chain 4, and that completes round 3. So this next row is the last one we're going to do, and it's really going to hone in to show you the sequence to make the granny square as large as you would like it to be. But just as we always do, we're going to chain up 1, 2, 3, 4. And again, we're going to start off with the increase into the next stitch. So that's 1 double crochet into double crochets into the same stitch. Okay, so now let's break it down so you have the sequence to make the square as big as you would like it to be. So this is our first round. And in our second round here is where we started to increase the size of the square, because in every round it gets bigger. So in this second round, we had 1 double crochet in between the increases. And in the third round, which is the one we just completed, we had 3 double crochets in between the increases. So with every round you go up, you have 2 additional double crochets in between the increases. So in the second round we had 1, in the third round we had 3, and in the fourth round we'll have 5. So you guessed it, if you want to make another round, you'll have 7. And that next round you have 9, 11, 13, 15, and so on. And that's basically how you get the granny square to be bigger and bigger and bigger. So I'm going to complete the sequence for this round just so it makes sense. But we just did our increase, and now we know we need to do 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5. Double crochet, and after 5 we should be 1 stitch away from the corner, which we are, and that means it's time to do our increase. So again, that's 2 double crochet in the same stitch, and as usual you go ahead and insert that treble crochet into the treble crochet, and after the corner or the treble crochet you insert your increase into the next stitch, which is 2 double crochets, and then we complete that sequence. We will have the next 5 stitches with 1 double crochet in each stitch. Then we'll do our increase, we'll do our treble crochet and our increase again. We'll do another 5 double crochet and repeat that until we make it back to the beginning of the square. So I'll just meet you at the end to just finish out the granny square. Here I am with 1 stitch left. I did just want to finish out the round with you. So in our last stitch, we do make our increase, which is 2 double crochets. And to finish up the round, we finish with our slip stitch at the top of the chain. So from here, you'd want to chain up 1, pull up a loop, cut your yarn, and pull the yarn through. This is also known as fastening off. And at this point in time, you're probably going to want to hide your tail ends. I'm going to show you 2 ways to do it. So this first way is with your crochet hook. This is what I like to do because I like to reduce the amount of tools that I use as much as possible. So you're just going to push your crochet hook in between the stitches, and you're going to yarn over and pull the yarn so it's hiding. Then you're going to pull on it a little bit more, and then you're just going to cut it off. So that is the first way. The second way is you can take a yarn needle. This one unfortunately isn't that big, but I can still get it through. And you're basically going to do the same thing. It just might be a little bit easier with the needle. I just always can't seem to find one. So you simply just pierce it through in between stitches again. You can weave it back and forth, or you can just push it through and then pull it. The nice thing about the needle is you can do it in multiple directions. Like you can go down, which also does help. You can go diagonal like that, and that just helps with the overall process. And then you're going to go ahead and cut your project and tug on it a little bit so that it's hidden. And there we have it, our completed granny square. Thank you so much for watching. If you have any questions, feel free to leave them down below, and I'll see you in the next one. Bye.